you mentioned that, basically when you took over, you made sure somebody was there. I mean, you got a 700 square foot laundromat. Okay. This is not a very big laundromat by American standards.
Yeah.
So how did you afford to have somebody there all the time? Did you guys, take a loss for a little bit till you built up that drop off business, or how did that work for you? Because I think a lot of people have difficulty making that jump.
That's right.
Who maybe have an unattended laundromat, but want to start offering some of these services, but don't know how to get somebody in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So literally, it was me. I stood in the gap. Right. So I would have, like, during the hours that I was at work, I just had to fill those hours with someone else. And then before work, I would go in. After work, I would go in. I was sitting there, and so that was kind of like all stages of growth within our business. I kind of stood in the gap and made sure, like, is this a thing, right? So at first it was, okay, I was the second attendant. We only had one attendant at that time, right? There was only one employee, right? And then I was the second employee, right? And so then, I was standing in the gap, using my own time to make sure that we, met those obligations, whether it's, being there, checking orders in, washing and drying and folding stuff, what have you, right? And so then once I saw that, okay, hey, this is a thing, I can afford to have someone else come in here and do this, then I hired that person, and then I took a step back, and now I'm kind of like the manager of these two people and kind of coordinating schedules and when this person needs to take off and that, or whatever. And that still included me having to go in sometimes, to fill in. Right. Mm-hmm. And so then at the same time, it was, once we started doing pickup and delivery, I was the driver. Right. So initially we were doing, I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday were our pickup days. And it was like the mornings. Of course, it was before I went to work. So, 7 to 9 o'clock or whatever, you know what I mean? I was out doing pickup and delivery Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then it's like, okay, so now these slots are starting to fill up. Maybe we add Tuesday and Thursday, right? Because I can add Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, Tuesday and Thursday mornings we would do it. And then I thought these slots are now filling up. Let me add that evening shift. Let me add the 5 to 7. And literally, this was still me doing it myself. I just structured it in a way so that it worked for me because I was the one doing it, right? So before I went to work was a pickup window. After I got off work was a pickup window, right? Mm-hmm. And so then once I built that up to a certain point, it's like, okay, now I can afford to hire somebody to do this. And then I took another step back, and then it's managing the drivers, managing the attendants and those schedules and all of those sorts of things. And then, kind of getting to where I am now, taking another step back, hiring a manager that I can now afford hiring a manager to then, kind of manage the staff. And then I support that manager in whatever's needed, So that to me is like the blueprint of going from A to Z, if you want to call it, setting things up so that you can be, in anything progressive you're going to do, adding wash and fold, adding pickup and delivery, you're being that person, you as the operator being that person that stands in the gap and does that job. Until you see that the business can support you hiring somebody to come in and do it. And another thing that does is that also allows you, like, I've done everybody's job, so being a manager and being, being an attendant has helped me, manage attendants. Being a driver has helped me manage drivers. Managing both of those guys have helped me to support my manager that I have, to come in and do what she needs to do. Right. So, it helps just like all around,
Yeah. Okay. So, this is incredible stuff. Like, I think this is, I love that you said, I had written down right before you said this blueprint for building your business. Right. You said exactly that. And I love that.